My name's Trish Roberts and you're watching Faint Signals from Vega. I just wanted to do a quick video about Ahed Tamimi, who is a young Palestinian activist. She's only 16 years old. She's been very outspoken and very brave against the apartheid system in Israel, against the brutal occupation of Palestinians. And Ahed has been, I hope that's how you pronounce her name, she's been taken into custody, arrested, and has been in a Israeli prison. And she's been, I think they're going to charge her. She was actually put in there, imprisoned because she dared to take exception to an IDF soldier breaking into their home. I think that was the case. Basically, Israel doesn't really need any reason to imprison Palestinians. Many Palestinians have been imprisoned for virtually nothing just because they're Palestinian. So, whatever reason she's been put in, it was minor. And she's 16. And she, apparently, there's no heating in there. She's really cold, but she's very, very brave. And but the thing is that there's been threats of rape of this young woman, and there doesn't seem to be much in the way of Middle East leaders speaking out for her release, from what I understand. So, we really need to call out for the release of Ahed Tamimi. And you can sign a Code Pink petition for her release, and I will put that in the information section of this video, and also on faintsignalsfromvega.com. And you can sign that petition, but also call your representatives and ask them to insist that the apartheid state of Israel not only release Ahed Tamimi, but also end the brutal occupation of Palestinians. And the apartheid. In fact, it's worse than apartheid was at the height of apartheid. This occupation of Palestine is worse than that, according to Noam Chomsky and others. So I invite you to please do what you can to insist that Ahed Tamimi is released immediately, and all the other Palestinian prisoners who are imprisoned and are sort of for years and years, and on frivolous charges, and just because they're Palestinian. It's outrageous what's going on to Palestinians at the present time in their occupied homeland. It's absolutely outrageous, and I invite you to look into it. Go to the Empire Files. I'll put a list of videos from the Empire Files. They do excellent programs. Avi Martin and Michael Preisner have recently, in the last few months, they went to Palestine and interviewed Palestinians and did a few programs on the dreadful, brutal occupation. So I'll put those links in the information section. Excuse this sad-looking cold sore on my lip. I'm sorry. I can't always gauge what's going to happen in between videos. But anyway, I hope that I'm going to do a little New Year's video shortly about some issues. I've been very, very busy because it's summer, and we have some acreage, and also we're in the midst of finishing the house that we've built, and so I'm quite busy. But different things come up, and every day I think I should really do a video on this, and sadly I just don't have the time. But this particular issue with Ahed Tamimi anything to do with Palestine, I invite you to please look into it, because this has to end. There's a genocide taking place in Palestine, in occupied Palestine, and the racism is absolutely off the scale towards Palestinians. In fact, there was an MP that got onto a bus recently, which was with, there was Palestinian families on there who were going to visit their relatives in prison. This MP had invited the media onto the bus, and he was said to one woman, "Your son is a dog." Basically, you know, saying all this sort of racist stuff to these poor Palestinian families on the bus. And this is seen as acceptable. The level of racism towards Palestinians by the Israeli government is absolutely astonishing and outrageous. And if we're not speaking out for the Palestinians, it's an absolute moral crime not to do so. So please, please talk to your representatives, do protests, join the BDS movement, the Boycott, Divestment and Sanctions movement. I was very happy to see that Lorde, L-O-R-D-E, that's the name of the musician. She is a young woman who has quite a lot of followers. She's very popular. She's from New Zealand. And I invite you to go to her Facebook page. It's got about 6.6 million followers. Go to her Facebook page and leave a thank you to Lorde for standing up for Palestinians and refusing to play in Tel Aviv. That's part of she's joined the Boycott, Divestment and Sanctions movement. Friends talked to her about what was going on for Palestinians in this apartheid state of Israel, and she made the moral choice, and she's, you know, to not play in Tel Aviv. And that's what happened in South Africa when there was apartheid going on in South Africa. And I've been alive long enough to know what that was like. And lots of musicians refused to play in Sun City in South Africa. And eventually, because of the boycott and divestment and sanctions on South Africa, you know, that came to an end. That terrible apartheid situation. Of course, lots of problems still exist today in that country, but at least through international pressure, that terrible situation for South Africa, for black South Africans ended. And this is far worse what's happening in Palestine, so I implore you to please join the Boycott, Divestment and Sanctions movement. Do what you can to refuse to buy products from Israel, to refuse to support anything in relation to that country, and then they might, you know, when they're hit in the hip pocket, that's what tends to unfortunately be the thing that ends these sorts of things. It's sad that financial pressure is what it takes to end things like this. So anyway, please do what you can to help Ahed Tamimi and get her out of prison. I hope that they don't they're trying to make an example of her, and I hope that she's not physically in danger, and I hope that she's safe. So let's keep good thoughts for her. She's a very, very, very brave woman, and look her up on the net and you find out that she's really gutsy. Okay, well, thanks so much for watching. My name's my name's Trish Roberts. And if I, for some reason, don't get to do my video, wishing you a happy new year, I hope that 2018 is everything that you wish it to be. May there be peace in the world, may there be a vegan planet, and those two are not mutually exclusive, and may war become illegal. Thanks very much for watching. Till next time, bye for now.